Mike Jones Beats.
Tasha K loses defamation case, promptly decides to get back on the horse by exposing DJ Akademiks. So apparently, the police, they're saying they can track the individuals that they've arrested for the murder of FBG Duck from the home that they left out of to the spot where the shooting happened. Yeah, so are we still yelling free these guys? I'm just curious. Asking for a friend. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Hey, yo, check this out. I want to say something real quick before we even get started in this. I did not know that Doggy Diamonds TV apparently lost his channel. Something happened. He might get it back. We've seen that happen previously with YouTube channels. They get in trouble for whatever the reason might be, and then there's a I guess, YouTube does whatever they do, and then they be like, oh, it's not as bad as we thought it was. We can give these guys another chance. So we don't know what might happen. He might get his channel back. He might not. But apparently, Doggy Diamond's channel is gone. That's why I'm always stressing to people that we have to try to be as diligent as possible when it comes to trying to put out content that doesn't break any type of guidelines or boundaries, especially when you're calling yourself a media channel, because a lot of what these dudes do is not media. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to knock it. I do my media off of some of the information in which they put out there, so I'm not knocking it. Also, when we get up to 110 likes, we're going to open up the chat for everybody to speak. Shout out to Jay Hedges. Shout out to Shakur SP. We doing roll call right then. We already did it, you rap bastards. Check this out. So, for the last couple of days, I've been talking about a certain type of topic. This topic right here, young Dolph situation, and uh, uh, basically, it's been leading up to what we're going to discuss today. This is what all of last week was leading up to. Remember, we had last week, I believe we had about at least 3 shows that was specifically about Cornelius Smith, correct? That's what last week was leading up to what we're going to discuss today. Also, we had, I think, 3 or 4 shows where we specifically was pointing out that under what we know currently right now, we have a good reason to believe that the car, that the individuals that jumped out of the white car did not shoot into the front of the did not shoot young Dolph. They didn't fire at all. That's the information in which we're kind of receiving. That's from an eyewitness that was actually there, said that. Also, another person, it's just out there. That's information that's out there. So as far as we know right now, the white people who jumped out the white car did not fire into the front of the building. We've been talking about the information and the evidence that supports that all last week. I just want to be clear on this, because when I say that I do media over here, I do media over here, and a lot of this shit is planned out. Y'all was wondering why we were not having tonight shows. There's a reason for that. Because the thing that we're about to talk about today is going to put a fucking stamp on a lot of shit that people have been talking about on other channels. And it's also going to open up, in my belief at least, a different avenue of conversation that no one has been talking about. And I was alluding to the shit. I was talking around the topic all last week. I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers watch us, all right? And I fuck with y'all. I can tell y'all watch. It's cool. I'm not upset, angry, or nothing like that. But when you start discussing this topic, don't be a fucking bitch ass nigga. Don't be a douchebag. Jack Frost, BBN Network. Listen. What happened to the body that the brother allegedly shot? Remember the body that allegedly one of them is dead and went to the hospital and then ended up dying in the hospital? Am I the only one that forget that there was a dude that was shot? One of the drivers allegedly, or whatever the case is. Am I the only one that forgets that there was a dude that was shot? And allegedly that dude was in the white car? Am I the only one that remembers this? I'm curious. We're gonna put a poll up because I know everybody can't chat right now. Let's put the chat up on the screen. It's in the screen. All right, cool. Why did I capitalize that? Do you remember the dude? It's the thing I'm going to say. We got to get the 50 likes. It's a little ways off, so we got some time. Hit the like button, though. Believe me, we don't got 50 people in here. I understand that. But hit the like button. It's a little ways off. I'm not going to say it till we get the 50 likes. So hit the like button so we can bring some more people in here so they can hit the like button. Do y'all remember the body? Shout out to Black Power Cross. This is Tab at the Tab Cross. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. Do y'all remember? Also, in addition, just so we can be clear, shout out to Sub Nation. He says, yeah, I remember people saying that. Do y'all remember that they said that that person died because the brother shot him? I want to remind y'all of something that the lady said. It's at the end of the interview that she has. I think it on CEO. I forgot what channel I saw it on. But allegedly, the person who actually did the interview was a whole different paperwork channel. He allegedly is the one that did the interview. But anyway, listen. At the end of that interview, the lady says that somebody came back and said that the brother didn't hit nothing. That's how they know the brother fired over the car and not at the car. Because somebody literally saw him shooting, not hitting nothing. So if the brother didn't hit anybody, what's this body the police is talking about that ended up in the hospital where dude allegedly might or might not be dead? Shout out to Black Cuddy. Salute to the Black Spades. Where? When we get to 50 likes, I got a thing to say. We still a little ways off. Hit the like button so more people could come in so they could hit the like button so we could get to 50. I'm going to explain to y'all why these niggas is about to snitch. I'm going to explain to y'all why it's taking so long for them to snitch. 100%. I think certain peoples are going to snitch. 100%. If the thing that I'm about to tell you is, do y'all remember the body? Nobody's talking about that body no more. The police is not talking about that body anymore. Why is that? Was the body real? We know that there was a driver in the car, right? We know that there was a driver in the car. So we know the brother fired over the car. We know that there was somebody that allegedly the police people found that was part of the scheme that was shot dead, or that was shot, and they was either trying to keep him alive or he had already expired, right? Right? When we get to 50 likes, the thing I'm about to say is gonna blow your mind, right? I'm gonna rewind, talk about something else for 2 seconds. I'm gonna move off of this topic for 2 seconds, and I want to bring up the FBG Duck situation. Boom. Listen, pay attention. Remember, I told y'all they had them dudes off the rip. I said, yo, they got these guys off the rip. I said, these dudes is known gang members. There's some police officer at some point, right? Some department, somewhere, that has these dudes under surveillance. You do understand the real reason why they want people to stop. One of the main reasons why they want them to stop being able to use rappers' lyrics in court, right? Because if you could use rappers' lyrics in court, and now we're able to do that, that means that a DA could be investigating some gang that a rapper hangs out around, and just go to the court and say, well, we seen him with these known criminals, and in his raps he's saying these things and these things and these things, and we believe that this might be the basis for an investigation. So now, next thing you know, that rapper, he has his phone tapped by the FBI. You do understand that this is a big problem if you're a person like a Jay-Z, if you're a person like a Gotti, right? You do understand this, right? So listen, when I told you that they had them dudes that killed FBG Duck off the rip, that's because I'm operating off of the auspice, off of the understanding, right? Off of the thoughts that all of these dudes, their phones is tapped. Their Instagrams is tapped. These guys is under 24-hour surveillance. Not by Chicago PD, because them niggas is the worst, but by the FBI. Because they've been under surveillance ever since King Vaughn died. You listening? Hold on. Shout out to Prince to Amir. Now you're trying to tell me that the police have literal footage in their building of them running down the stairs. You know what that tells me? That tells me that the police have these guys under 24-hour surveillance. So why did they wait all of these months to let us know that they had these dudes dead to rights? But I digress. Why are they not talking about that body? Why are they not talking about your body involving young Dolph? You know, the body that the dude got shot? And they said he died, and they said the brother shot him. We have 50 likes yet. We're not at 50 likes. So let's talk about Mr. Cornelius Smith for 2 seconds. This nigga don't even got a rap name. You know what that tells me? That tells me he really wasn't even down with these niggas. He was a tagger along. He was one of them niggas they go get. Cause you know he wanna be down so bad. He doesn't even have a fucking rap name, my nigga. What's one of the first things you do when a new nigga start hanging out with y'all? Y'all make up a name and start calling it once y'all start liking them, right? When a new nigga pull up, as soon as y'all start really liking the nigga, y'all give him a nickname, right? Why niggas is still calling Cornelius Smith by his government? It's not like he got a dope ass government name where you like, yo, your parents won with that. They call him Cornelius. Do you hear anybody saying they're gonna do GoFundMe for Cornelius? You hear anybody talking about free Cornelius? Some other YouTuber was talking about that shit too. I thought about that shit after the nigga said that shit. I said, you know what? This nigga on point. I forget who it was. I was like, this nigga is, he was making jokes, but he's dead right. Anybody talking about free Cornelius? Okay, so Cornelius don't got support out here in the world. You think he getting support out there in prison? These niggas is gonna snitch. Not just Cornelius. What I think happened is this. Whether Cornelius and straight drop notice or not, them niggas was set up to take the fall. They might not notice. They might think that that plan was good. But I promise you, whoever came up with that plan, they don't even know who it is. Whoever came up with that plan is sitting so many people away, they probably don't think they're going to get caught. That plan was terrible. I don't think, this is just me speaking, I don't think the niggas that came out the back or straight dropping them knew that, knew the person who came up with this plan. I think they were tricked into doing this. I think the person that came up with the plan, and this is just some weirdo shit, why is that old lady sitting in back of the building? Why are they shooting all of these police officers? I think that when you're beefing with some other niggas that's known to kill niggas, it's easy to do weirdo shit and get lost in the shuffle. That's what I think. I think this young Dolph shit is way bigger than some beef he got with Yo Gotti. I think Yo Gotti and his team is smart enough to know not to kill the nigga in Memphis. Is that fair? Let's start a new poll. I got a new. When we get to 50 likes, I'm going to say a thing, but we got to get to 50 likes first. We need 12 more. Hold on. I got another question. When we get to 110 likes, we'll open up the chat. The hell? I want to know. Shout out, oh shoot, shout out to CK. We got CK up in now. Shout out to 212 with Tory King. He said, you all amazings. Corey King came in. He said, we gonna slap all of the bitch ass niggas. He walks into the spots. CK says, I'm looking around at all of you red bastards. I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna get you. And nigga, he's kinda cool, but I'm gonna get him too. CK puts on the gauntlets. It's a knight's gauntlet. It got all type of spikes on the inside and on the outside. He said, you rat bastards, we gonna both feel pain. CK steps in, he slaps one fool. The fool head ricochets into the next fool head. That ricochets into the next fool head. That ricochets into the next fool head. That ricochets into the wall. Then it ricochets into the next fool's head. Then all the way back until it hits CK's hand again. Slide out to CK, pulling up with the dub drop. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to CK. If you got anything to say on this, you could call in too, my brother, as always. You already know. I forget about drops, so when I see one, I gotta check. So I'm gonna get back to what we talking about. Look, check this out. Pay attention. This is not. Also, nobody can't comment unless they are a member of the channel. So you might be trying to comment, and you think you're blocked. You're not blocked. Only members of the channel could comment until we get to 110 likes. All right, listen. Pay attention. Listen. Pay attention. There's a whole body. The police stop talking about it. When do the police stop talking about a body? All green team members, could we dap it up for our brother? When, listen, when do the police stop talking about a body? The police do stop talking about bodies, whether y'all know it or not. But when do the police stop talking about a body? When they want us to forget about the body. That's the only time. That's the only. Why would the police want us to forget about that body? Did it ever exist? Was it a lie? Or did a nigga kill the nigga that's now working with the police? Because they always want us to forget about those bodies. I'm going to say that again. When do the police want you to forget about a body? Because there are times that they want you to forget about bodies. Right? This is a fact. I'm going to tell you one time that I know they want you to forget about a body. When the people that's working for them are the ones that did it. So are the police right now in negotiations? Is the government in negotiations with someone right now? Shout out to Jay Hodges with the $5 drop. Jay Hodges said, I'm going to smack a hater, but I'm not going to smack him to the $20 degree. I'm going to slap him to the what did the five fingers say to the face degree. Jay Hodges steps in. He pushes the dude first. The bull goes off balance. Jay Hodges then swoops down to the bottom and comes up from his feet. And he says, bitch, slapping all the haters. Damn, you got kicked out the door? I told you people are getting kicked. Want to apologize about that. There's nothing I could do. I'm working over here. There's nothing I could do. I'm sorry if you get kicked out. All I can say is come back. What up, Pavilion HD? Listen, pay attention. When do the police want you to forget about a body? They want you to forget about a body when the people that they fuck with did it. They're about to make that body disappear if that body even exists. They're waiting to see if the person that actually did the body is going to work with them. I promise you. I promise you. If that person don't work with them, the body is going to just reappear out of nowhere. If that person works with them, when the body comes back, it's going to be that person pulled out. It was a life or death situation. Because I promise you, listen, the way this shit is going down, there's a good chance that straight dropping Cornelius Smith was never supposed to make it out of that white car. I'm sorry. At this point, we're either, listen, at this point, either the people that plan this shit is some of the worst planners in the history of planning of plans, or there's somebody sitting somewhere so far away that planned the perfect situation where even if these knuckleheads fuck up and get it wrong, it still don't get back to them. Because imagine if the people that walked out the back were supposed to get caught and picked up. Imagine if the people that did the shooting in the front first actually did the shooting, but they didn't. And was supposed to get killed in the car. Remember, they were the only ones that got out the car. They were the only ones that would have been recognizable. If they would have got killed and left in the car, whoever was then driving the motherfucking car or showed up at the place or whatever the shit was could have bounced and nobody would have knew nothing. And them niggas would have been left in the white car. Boom. I'm not saying that that's what happened. But what I'm saying is why don't we know about that body? Where did the body go? The only time I know about bodies disappearing, and this is what I was going to tell y'all when we got to 50. We didn't even get to 50. It's just it just rolled over. This is what I was gonna say when we got to 50. Could we get it to 50 anyway? Listen, these niggas is gonna talk. Cause I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, there's no way in the world they're gonna be able to afford a lawyer that could fight this case. How? Imagine you being the idiot that pays for their lawyer. The only people that will probably pay for the lawyer are people that gotta stay so far away from this because they don't even know who might be involved. Imagine if Yo Gotti would 100% pay for the lawyer, but he's not sure his niggas ain't involved in it. Imagine that. My nose is just so itchy. I hate when my fucking nose hair starts growing back. Shout out to Prince to Amir putting the cash up in the chat. He says, let's get 5 to 10 $10 drops, or let's slap a hater. One of the two, you rat bastards. The show's pretty good this morning. Hold on. Listen. Pay attention. Listen. Pay a fucking attention. They had a lady covering the back of the building that was able to get the guys on camera that did the motherfucking shooting. The lady damn near had fucking police training to know what to do in order to make sure that she can tell the police who it was without saying, oh, I know exactly who they are. Because I bet you the whole entire time she was saying, oh, I can't point them out. I can't point them out. Now she don't have to be in a thing. What she can say is, I do know they walked out behind me when I walked out of the store. First of all, the number one, the main the way you trail a person is by knowing where they're going. If you gotta beat them to where they're going, that's how you trail a person. That's the way that you really trail a person. If you are following a person, they can see you. But if you're beating them to where they're going, they can't tell you're trailing them. That lady did a 100%. What the fuck? That was training. That's what it seems like to me. I could be wrong. Maybe they just lucked out. What the fuck do I know? Right? Listen, pay attention. Then, there's a body that we know nothing about that could have been the person that was supposed to get the drop on straight drop in Cornelius, as far as we know. And don't forget, they have the brother running down the block shooting at the vehicle, but he's not even shooting at the vehicle. He's just shooting in the direction of the vehicle. So I don't know if this is the worst planned to ever be planned. Or if there's somebody sitting so far away that they can't be touched, and they just sent a group of niggas to go do a whole dummy mission. Because at this point, and this is why I keep trying to tell people, stop beefing with people. Stop beefing with people. Because when something happens to those people, and then you talk crazy, they gonna be on you. You understand? I'm telling you right now. Hold on, let me stop. Let me say something. There are a lot of people that are about to get caught up in a lot of these shootings and a lot of these murders that's happening in America, whether it be Memphis, whether it be the streets of New York, whether it be Chicago. There are a lot of people that are about to get caught up into a lot of this shit because of shit that they posted. Whether they end up getting in trouble and doing jail time, or whether they end up now being the focus of media of negative internet attention. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to suffer at the hands of posts that they made that were just not necessary. That's going to bring them attention by the police. I'm saying it. It's going to bring them attention by the police. They didn't even think about it when they posted it. Y'all constantly posting all of y'all beefs on the internet. If you want a nigga beefing, you don't gotta post it. You niggas know y'all beefing. Y'all niggas is posting this shit on the internet for subs, for likes. Shout out to Emmanuel. He says, what up, Jack? Salute. My job told me to go in an hour later because I'm it's snowing. Shout out to KC going through all of those snow and events over there with you guys. Hope everybody is doing well. We still ain't get to 50 likes. That's crazy. Anyway, I want to know what happened to that body. That's one. Two, pay attention to something else that's going on that I don't think people are really getting. The judge keeps giving them more time to get a lawyer. What did I tell y'all the first time the judge gave them more time to get a lawyer? I said, yo, this ain't got shit to do with the judge, them trying to find a lawyer. This got something to do with there's people on the outside, there's an investigation going on, and the investigators are basically saying they need more time. Or they want more time. I promise you that that's what's going on. There's no reason in the world for the judge to keep giving these guys more time to get a lawyer. Unless, okay, so if a thing happens, then we got you, you're gonna do a thing. If a thing happens, okay, not a problem. Give us a little bit of time. We're gonna go make it. Okay, we need one more week. We're gonna make the thing happen. You're gonna go in there. You're gonna ask the judge for one more week to be able to go get yourself some counsel. Okay, so judge, you're gonna give them one more. Boom. All right, we're gonna give you one more week to get counsel. I promise you. The judge is not giving them more time to get counsel because he thinks that they can't get a lawyer. I don't, first of all, Straight Drop don't have enough money to get a lawyer. Understand this. When they go put the money up, you do know they have to show where they get the money from, right? Okay, so for everybody that don't watch Ozarks, I'm about to put you on to So Much Game. Today's Wednesday? I had no idea what today was. Shout out to the Auto D Glass. Hold on. Hold on. Listen, pay attention. Listen, pay attention. Right? For everybody that don't watch Ozark, I'm gonna explain to you why it's so important to wash money. When you're, let's say you got $1 million in drug money. When you go try to go buy some property, right? And let's not even say property, because you could buy property. You go buy some property, right? So then at some point, let's say you get audited. The judge, the IRS is gonna come back and say, where you get that money from to buy that property? And you gonna have to show them. So listen, you know what happens when you're dealing with lawyers, and in a case this big, you're gonna go and say that you have a certain amount of money for a thing, and then do you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna open up your bank account to see how much money you have. For everybody that's making these videos saying Straight Drop has enough money to get a lawyer, do y'all remember in the beginning of this whole entire situation, they said he had $50 in the bank? They was letting you know this nigga had $50 in the bank. I think one of the reasons why they did that is because when they picked him up, they took cash off of him. That cash he can't be accountable for. So that cash he can't use to get a lawyer. I'm putting you on the game. The reason why washing money is so important is because if you don't wash the money, you can't then spend the money and do things with it that could bring you wealth that you can tell the world about. You have to clean the money before you can use it in the business sense of the term. You understand? So I don't care how much money he got because he did a hit if that's what he got the money for. Maybe the dude that is the nigga that died is the nigga that had the money. I don't know. But what I do know is if he did have any money on him, the judge said he had $50 in the bank. So whoever's saying he got money to be able to get a lawyer, explain to me how that $50 is supposed to get him a lawyer that could fight the death penalty. Emmanuel says the media has been pushing that Dolph's killers are caught. They are not making it seem like there's more people. First of all, there are a ton of people that are already arrested that might also have something to do with this. So the actual killers are caught. The people who actually were on hand and fired the weapons, they're caught because they picked up the two guys that came out the back of the building. Now, everybody that might be involved in the conspiracy, we don't know if they're all caught. They're a separate branch of people. Like, even if they are all caught, that's a whole different thing. Being down with the conspiracy, because people could be down with the conspiracy after the fact. Like, if this nigga was running from the cops and you gave him a lift, you're down with the conspiracy after the fact. Like the dude that got picked up with him in Indianapolis. He's gonna be doing time for no reason. Shout out to him. He said, I'm down for you, homie. I know I wasn't there with the shooting and all that bullshit, but you know what? I'm gonna be here for all of the jail time. I'm gonna go do all of the jail time with you, homie, because that's how we do, bros for life. Niggas be ready to go do all the jail time with a nigga, but not go do all the let's go get a regular job, stay free, and take care of our wife and kid family time for a nigga. That shit is crazy. Niggas be like, yo, I'm gonna go to jail for you forever. But they be having a whole woman at home like, but babe, I need you. I don't understand this shit. Shout out to that though. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Emmanuel says, what I'm saying is, wait, hold on. Emmanuel says the media has been pushing that Dolph's killers are caught. They're not making it seem like there are more people. I can't wait for the story break that more people are involved. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing you're saying. What I'm saying is, what's the Akademiks and TMZ story that two people walked out the back and are caught? I haven't seen not one story. Well, I don't believe Akademiks is talking on his narrative too much. So the fact that he hasn't done it isn't a big deal to me. Um, This seems like a case you would think TMZ would be on, but TMZ usually are not on case where they don't have somebody on hand. And I think TMZ wouldn't put any of their camera people in the type of situation they would have to be in to go down to Memphis to get any type of information or anything, because it would be dangerous. They don't have that type of people, right? It would be dangerous. So also TMZ is not necessarily one of the most beloved um news outlets in the hood. You know, that would be like kind of like Vlad going down there and being like, I want to interview somebody. They go, what? All the problems. So I don't think TMZ is sending anybody down there. With all due respect, right? In all due respect, I think also when you are TMZ and the Akademiks, they probably have connections in the FBI that's asking for them to no, let's not speak on this at right now. Also, if you're speaking about other shit, that's also giving you that opportunity to talk about other shit while everybody's talking about this. So that's good also. We need to talk about other things also. Like that whole DJ Academic shit. Hold on, could y'all mind if I make a couple jokes about this? So hold on, I want to just make a whole quick break. Hold on, we be right back. We're gonna go to a commercial break real quick. Tasha K loses defamation case, promptly decides to get back on the horse by exposing DJ Akademiks. All right, I want to say something about this DJ Academic shit real quick. First of all, Tasha K boy, yo, look, I have not ever seen a quick turnaround like I've seen in the last 2 years of how a person could be so hated for all the stupidest reasons in the world. And then all of a sudden, the same people that were benefiting off of piling hate on these individuals unnecessarily is now getting backlash. So I want to say something real quick. I don't want to hold on to this conversation too long because this is so far away from what we're talking about. But I want to say this real quick, right? Tasha K is going after DJ Academics because she lost a whole court case and she didn't like the way that he responded back to her. Tasha K, I've seen you light people up over less. Right? All due respect, right? I know you're not going to reply back to me. I'm just Jack. But I've seen you light people up over less. There are a ton of people that went in on you. For you to bring some fucking second string freaking thotty, I don't know, that's terms he used, right? On your show to badmouth that man. Just so y'all could be clear, go watch that video. I'm not gonna break it down too much, but we got that video. Go watch the video. Basically, the girl wasn't even invited. She wasn't even invited. She showed up somewhere she wasn't invited and wanted to be treated like a queen. So shout out to that shit. I don't want to stay on that for too long, to be honest with you. Just to be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to stay on that for too long. But she showed up somewhere where she was not invited at. And then she got upset that people didn't want to pay all this money for her for a person who was not invited. That's just so ungrateful. And he got them a room. And I just want to be clear on something. He said one of the things about okay, so when he said when he went to go pay for the room, he didn't have his credit card on him. I'm gonna explain to you something for everybody who's never been in a hotel before that's trying to say the nigga couldn't afford a hotel. That's insane. When you go, you have to show them your credit card and ID damn near every time. They have to literally every time look at the fucking credit card to make sure that it's your credit card that you're using. If you don't have your credit card on you because you made the damn thing over the internet and then you show up and you don't got your credit card on you, then you can't check in. All he said was he made the shit over the internet and he didn't have his credit card on him. So the other dude did it. I don't understand what the fucking problem is. Like, y'all niggas is really acting like Act don't got money to put some chick up in a hotel for one night? I ain't got time for this. Anyway, let's get back to sensible conversations. And then the bitch was mad because he gave them like a 4 for 4. You couldn't afford your own 4 for 4? How are you even getting on a plane? What the hell? So you couldn't afford a 4 for 4? See, they didn't get what really happened. When he sent them to Wendy's, bitches, y'all should have just paid for everything. That would have made niggas see that you just really here to come. You know what I'm saying? You're not leeches. When he took y'all to Wendy's, y'all wasn't even supposed to go to Wendy's. Y'all supposed to be like, nah, let's go eat some real food. And y'all go spend y'all own $50. Y'all own $75, $100. Or whatever, to eat a decent meal. I don't know how many people it was. Maybe $150. Why you hit a manual for Order D Glass? Do not hide a manual. Why did you hide a manual? That didn't make no sense. I don't understand why you did that. I don't understand why you did that. Anyway, hold on. We're gonna get off this topic. I'm not staying on this. I just want to say something real quick. Dude, look at the screen. Emmanuel Savage was hidden by the art of D Glass. It's right there in big letters. What? The fuck you want me to say? It's right there. It's right there on the screen. Like, you think I'm lying? All right, so hold on. I want to get back to the actual conversation we had. Hold on. I want to get back to the actual conversation we had, but I just want to mention this real quick. Tasha K went from getting in trouble for putting out people's opinions like they were facts. I just want to be clear on this. She put out people's opinions like they were facts. Some girl said that Cardi B had a disease, and she put that shit out there like it was facts. That's why now she has to pay 3 point something million or 4 point something million or whatever the case is, right? Listen, now pay attention. She put out that DJ Akademiks uses hard drugs. I keep telling y'all, a lot of these channels that got all of these subs, these niggas do not do media. She doesn't do media. She does something else. I respect it. I don't like it, but I respect it. I understand what she's doing. What just happened to her with that lawsuit, she should have been had a ton of lawsuits against her. I'm surprised it took this long to happen, to be honest with you. Next, I she went straight. The reason why I'm laughing about what happened with DJ Akademiks, so we could be clear, is she went from having a lawsuit against her for putting out lies, or at least something that she could not quantify. Copy? She put out somebody's an opinion like it was a fact. It was a fact. I don't want to. I want y'all to understand this, because people come into the chat and they get mad at me for not putting out their opinions like it's facts. She got sued for putting out an opinion like it was a fact. And then she immediately went back and started doing the same exact thing to another person. She does not have facts. She just goes and finds shit somebody is talking about somebody else and promotes it. That's it. Shout out to her. With that being said, let's get back to the topic we're discussing. He didn't even get the girl that was invited. She didn't even get the girl that was actually invited. She went and got some chick that wasn't even invited. Like, what the fuck, yo? What the fuck, yo? Keep trying to tell y'all, get away from these people that's always talking about they trying to expose somebody. I'm telling you, niggas be liars. I'm telling you, niggas be liars. Niggas just be whole liars. Alright, listen, pay attention. Let's get back to what we was talking about with the whole topic. Remember I told you that white car is one of the most important things that happened in the case. I said that ever since the beginning. The white car is paramount. The white car can have proof of them having planned it beforehand. You do know that, right? Because all Cornelius Smith has to say, and this is why Cornelius Smith is the linchpin to the RICO. The car is the linchpin to a RICO. All Cornelius Smith has to say is, when I stole the car, I did it because I thought we needed a car to kill young Dolph with. We needed a car to commit that crime. Now there's a whole entire RICO started. So every single person that's anywhere near involved in this is fucked. You see why when these dudes die, stop talking about niggas? I'm going to say something real quick. Some of the stupidest shit I ever seen. Nick Blicky the other day was shot. Somebody walked up to him, gave him a hug, and shot him. Some dude, I'm not going to say who because I'm not getting into it, but some dude that was beefing with him immediately went live that day upon finding out about it to say that he was in California. What in the fuck? What in the fuck? So you're telling people that you was in California before anybody even asks where you're at? Why would you do that? Anyway, this is what I mean. Everything you do creates evidence. Stop doing shit. That had to be one of the stupidest things I've ever seen anybody do that might actually not have anything to do with the crime that was committed. Because you literally made yourself a target. Now, the FBI is going to be looking through all of your phone records for the past month. I promise you. I promise you. So, why? That's just some of the stupidest shit I ever see. Nah, Akademiks doesn't look like he do no fucking drugs. What the hell? Act don't look like he do drugs. Niggas is crazy. Niggas is crazy. You gotta understand, whenever somebody wanna discount you, they'll say you a drug user. They'll say you homosexual. They'll say... That's why I don't pay attention to when niggas say shit like that about people. Like, think about all the times we hear about somebody saying that somebody is on drugs or somebody gay or somebody is this and this and that. And I don't usually lend it any attention. Because you got to understand what happens is whenever you are better than somebody else at something, a lot of people, they don't try to get better at it. So they have to try to take away from you because they don't even think they could reach your potential. Like, you understand? Like, so they feel that they have to detract from you. So that's why if you look on the internet, you see a million videos with people saying I smoke crack, with people saying whatever the fuck they're saying about me. I'm homeless. How do you make fun of a nigga that don't got a place to live though? Like that's the shit that I just can't get beyond that. Like that's crazy. Like how you make fun of a nigga that don't got nowhere to live? Like that shit is that shit is beyond me, man. That's why I keep trying to tell you, God first, yo. Niggas be making fun of a nigga that's dying. Like I don't know what to tell you. Emmanuel says Cardi B supposedly commented on Akademiks and said, "Man, why they trying us?" Um, Prince Sumir said, "Act too heavy for drugs." I wouldn't necessarily say that, but he don't look like he used drugs. Like you can look at a person sometimes and tell whether they're into something. He doesn't look like he uses drugs. What the hell? Emmanuel says, "Academic said in stream she said that, and then said he loves Cardi. We love Cardi. Yeah, we love Cardi. That's a fact. What the fuck?" First of all, I don't. First of all, that girl deserves everything she gets for putting Cardi B's medical information out there to the world. So whatever she gets, whether it was telling the truth or a lie, whatever she gets, she deserves it all. If she wins the case and Cardi B actually does have whatever, I would have still sued her. What are you doing telling people my medical information? So you had 100% bona fide proof of these things, and you're not a victim. You're just saying I did some shit. Like, it's not like I victimized you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I would have still sued her. This was just a no-win situation. Shout out to Tasha K. I want more YouTube content creators to get sued, to be honest with you. So niggas will start doing right. And so people that shouldn't have a channel won't. Until you do right. But that situation with the Nick Blicky thing, when the dude decided, not part of me, Nas Blicky thing, RIP to Nick Blicky, RIP to Nas Blicky. With that whole thing with the Blicky thing, when the dude went on live to say that he was in California, like, why would you do that? Like, what the fuck? I swear, yo. Black Power crosses Academics' face is way too round for drugs. Hennessy and oxtails. Damn, I want some oxtails. That's a my dude. My dude. First of all, you go through a different weight loss when it's drugs in comparison to not eating. Okay? When you go through weight loss from drugs, your face get all pulled in. Like, like that's why when people be saying I'm on drugs, I'm like, how? Look at my fucking face. Like, look at my face. Like, you start going like that. Like, especially the drugs niggas is saying I'm using. Niggas is saying I use crack. Do you understand this? You know when a person uses crack, what they face do? Have you seen a crackhead? I can't even. That's how real it is. I can't even suck my cheeks in like that. Like to the. So that's just the point I'm trying to make. Niggas just lie. I can't even suck my cheeks in on my face, yo. Have you seen a person that smoked crack before? Cardi wants to plate the crumbs and the dirty napkins. Look, all I know is this. Involved with this whole Cardi B, DJ Academics, Tasha K thing. Tasha K is just bitter. She's just bitter. She's always come across to me as a bitter woman. And she's just bitter. And now she's bitter towards Cardi. Because Cardi wouldn't give her an interview. She thought she outsmarted Cardi. She thought she had something to force Cardi to give her an interview. When she saw the interview wasn't coming, she had too much hubris. She didn't have enough. She wasn't humble enough to understand that it wasn't going to come and back up off of it. Instead, she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And she got a lawsuit out of it. So, once again, I applaud Cardi. I would not never go interview with anybody that talks bad about me. That don't even make sense to me. Like, why am I gonna go interview with you about the lies you're telling? Like, that don't make sense. Like, why would you talk to somebody about the lies they're telling on you? Like that, like think about that for 1 minute. You're gonna go have a whole conversation with a nigga that's just making up lies on you. They're just sitting there just lying to you just to be lying to you, and you're trying to convince them of something. Like, that don't make sense. Why the fuck would you go interview with a nigga that's just lying on you? That don't make sense. Emmanuel says, I feel sorry for that man. I told him, man, you're a good dude. Just help my G. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I feel sorry for that man. What man? I told him, you're a good dude. Get help my G. I don't know what man you're talking about, but yeah, shout out to them people. Whoever. I don't want to be, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I don't understand. Yo, look, I can't even pull my cheeks in. So look at all of it. Like, look, I can't even pull my cheeks in. People are saying I smoke crack. What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know what to tell you. See, that's just another thing how you could lie to somebody who just don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could lie to people that don't know because people ain't gonna admit not knowing. They're just gonna say, "Oh yeah, you're right." They're not gonna admit not knowing. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about. Uh, young Dolph. I just want to be clear on something. If no one fired at the front of the building, why did the niggas jump out of the car? No, I seen your comment. You said you look healthy. Thank you. Oh, that other comment isn't gonna come through because you said a word that I don't allow to be used. Yeah, I got a ton of words that people can't put in the chat. Um, if y'all didn't get the opportunity yet, y'all need to go check out this video on our channel. If you didn't get the opportunity yet, you need to go check out this video, these two videos on our channel. I'll be right back. Tasha K loses defamation case, promptly decides to get back on the horse by exposing DJ Akademiks. So apparently, the police, they're saying they can track the individuals that they've arrested for the murder of FBG Duck from the home that they left out of to the spot where the shooting happened. Yeah, so asking for a friend. Yeah, so y'all could go check those videos out. Go check those videos out. Run them fucking numbers up, man. Both of those videos are good videos, especially the last one. I think I'm meeting my stride. I think I'm getting back at. I think I'm meeting my stride, reaching my stride. Shout out to the order D Glass with the $5 drop. He said 5 fingers, smack boom. He said, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? This is about that time of the show, by the way. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody, if y'all don't mind. Sometimes I miss y'all. All right, let's get back to the show. Maybe I do a recap on everything. I need to start putting out more of these videos, and I need to start actually. There's a whole bunch of things we need to start getting done over here, and I haven't because I just haven't. I need to take a lot of this shit off of my computer and put it on my extended drive also because I can't even operate on my computer for y'all that don't know because the shit is so packed. So I think that that's what we're gonna do today. Maybe make the computer run a little bit better. Take a lot of this shit off there, put it in my with Pat. Anyway, we had an hour. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I want to say something real quick, right? Pay attention. Right? Listen, pay attention. A whole body disappeared. A whole body disappeared. The person who's said to have been with the body last was Cornelius Smith in straight drop. Who were the only person that they put a warrant out for? Straight drop. Why did they put the warrant out for straight drop? After they caught Cornelius Smith, I'm assuming. Why are we not hearing the names of any of the other people involved in this case that's been arrested? Shout out to Prince to Amir, putting the cash app in the chat. Let's smack some haters. Let's smack some haters. Why are they not? Listen. 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 Why are they not talking about any of the other people who were also arrested? Only straight drop, only Cornelius Smith. I'll say this slower. Allegedly, there's a body. The body was supposedly shot by young Dolph's brother as the white car escaped. A witness said young Dolph's brother never hit the car. He shot over the car. When the old lady is talking at the end of her interview, she said somebody ran into the dollar store and said they missed him. Meaning that when dude shot back at the white car, he missed the white car. Now, one of the first things the police told us involving this investigation was there was a dude that had got shot, and he allegedly got shot by the brother. Where's that body? Now, people are going to have theories. My theory is, I don't have a theory. Let me say that. I know what I think happened. I'm not going to tell you what I think happened. There's a reason for that. I think I'm going to hold it off. We might talk about this for the next 3 or 4 days, and then I might tell you what I think happened. Or maybe I just don't tell you at all. I'm not 100% sure yet. But I will say this much. The police is not talking about a body. When does that happen? When they want the body to disappear. Why would the police want the body to disappear? Now, isn't there a police chief that said her gun was stolen out of her car? Could I say something real quick? Y'all think whoever stole that gun, y'all think that was a civilian, or y'all think that was a police officer? I'm going to say this again. The police chief said a gun was stolen out of her car. Do you think it was a civilian, or do you think it was a police officer? How many people you think can walk into a... First of all, where was the gun at when it was stolen? Was it in the trunk? Because are we to believe that police officers just leave guns sitting on the seat with the door open? Remember, she said it was stolen out the car, right? So y'all really still don't think that the MPD might have people involved in this? I'm just curious. Because this whole entire thing looks like a fucking failed Black Ops operation. Like there was a fucking really Suicide Squad ass niggas. I ain't gonna lie. I think, and this is just my opinion, whoever put this shit together, right, is somehow so far removed right now that we're not gonna find out who the person is. And all of these other niggas is about to take the hit for being involved in this fucking foolery. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because I don't think Yo Gotti and them is involved in this. I just think that the person knew Black Youngster was gonna jump on top of this like anybody else would have known. I think Yo Gotti is smart enough to know not to kill his op in fucking Memphis. I think that these guys are smart enough. If these guys is not smart enough to know not to kill their op in Memphis, then I guess all of this shit is backwards. But I would assume Yo Gotti is smart enough to know the nigga literally lives in Atlanta. Why are we gonna wait for him to come to Memphis to kill him? That don't even make sense. The only reason why you wait for Memphis to do it, well, there's a couple of reasons. But one of the main reasons why I would assume, one of the couple of reasons why I would assume you would wait to be in Memphis to do it is because you want to give it the impression like it was done by somebody in their hometown, in the hometown, correct? Remember, the other two times Yo Gotti and them came for him, the other two times Yo Gotti allegedly came for him, it wasn't in Memphis, right? I believe it wasn't in Memphis. Wasn't one of the times in allegedly in one of the Carolinas and the other time was in LA, right? So we already know that these dudes are smart enough not to do it in Memphis. Why would you believe that they're doing it in Memphis? I just think that whoever is involved or behind this shit was knew that young Black Youngster was foolish enough to jump onto it. I don't know who's involved in this. I'm not putting none of these dudes involved in this. As far as I could tell, the only person that we know is definitively involved in this is the people who are arrested. But the fact that the police want us to forget about a body, I think that that leaves a lot open for discussion. I don't even understand why people aren't pointing at a police. I live in New York City. You know how many police officers put hits out on niggas? The police officers in... Y'all ever heard of Larry Davis? Larry Davis used to be a hitman for the police. So I am just saying. And these dudes that be the hit, that be the police, that be dirty like this, be the niggas that be the most accepted in the hood too, by the way. Just so we can be clear. A lot of the most dirty police that be operating on the other side of the law, they be the guys that be accepted in the hood, not for nothing. Anyway, y'all do know that that's a thing. Like, I'm from New York City. I'm letting you know right now. The prick fucking police precincts. The police had so many niggas that were police when I was growing up that had work on the block that the drug dealers had to pay, that will go send hitmen to kill other drug dealers. Like, it's crazy. So I'm not saying that that's what's happening here. All I'm saying is they're trying to get rid of a body. When do they try to get rid of a body? That's all I'm saying. There's a good chance that something might kick back bad on them. Remember, young Dolph was loved. This isn't like you got some... I'm not going to even name a rapper because I don't even want to make it seem like no way. But it's not like you went and got a rapper killed that, you know, people either don't know, or a rapper got killed that people don't know. Think about it like this. I did not know who Mo 3 was. I only heard Mo 3 after he died. That guy was talented. But he wasn't known nationally to the point where I would even know who he is, even though he was talented. I know who Young Dolph is. I've heard Young Dolph songs. We all have. Making the point that this is a different situation. And as you can see, they on top of that Mo 3 situation like hell. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something that none of y'all is ready to. Now I'm gonna say something that a lot of people isn't ready to deal with. I'm gonna say something right now that a lot of people ain't ready to deal with. Listen, pay attention. Niggas go send you to kill a nigga and beat a nigga to rat on you. Niggas will go line some shit up for you to be in a situation where you go kill a nigga. And then the niggas will rat on you. There's niggas out there right now that done got like 2 or 3 niggas killed. And if they ever get caught up, they're going to make sure that I could tell you about this murder. Why was that lady in the back of the fucking building? Why didn't Straight Drop and Cornelius shoot their guns when they jumped out the whip? Where's that body? Why didn't the police tell us that they arrested the 2 dudes in the back of the building immediately? And why isn't that a point of emphasis to speak on? And they're only really talking about Straight Drop and the other guy. You see, when you're a sheep, it's hard to break programming. They give you some information and you can't even think outside of that box. And it's not even on purpose. Some of us are just sheep for different things. A lot of us are sheep for, we just believe every single thing, piece of information we get from the police, from the media, from whoever. Some of us are sheep in the opposite way. We don't believe nothing. I'm neither. I'm a free thinker. I'm not going to get along with a lot of motherfuckers. There's a lot of people that's not going to understand my angst. There's a lot of people that's not going to understand my joviality. There's a lot of people that's not going to understand a lot of the different energy that I might put out because it's not for them. Listen, why would the police make a body disappear? Why would the police not tell us that they arrested the 2 dudes that came out the back of Makita's? Why is Makita's still closed? I ask a lot of these questions to y'all after I've already figured out or come to a conclusion about them, to be honest with you. So usually when I ask these questions, I already got a way that I feel about them. I'm not just asking out of thin air, just so we can be clear. The next time you go on one of these content creators' channel that talk about the same topic, ask them what happened to the body. Because I want to know. Be like, yo, that body that they said, is it really a body or were they lying? Because, they might have been lying. But then if they were lying, why were they lying? Why would they make up a body? Did the dude survive? Was he ever alive? What up, Mocha West? You got the sticker queen in the house. Was the dude ever alive? They keep talking about how they. First of all, just so we can be clear, they've already been known. It's already known that they've arrested more than straight dropping Cornelius Smith. Why are those the only two people we seen go in front of a court? I just think people are just so used to being tricked that they just don't know no better. The police been lying to everybody from the rip. And I think one of the main reasons why the police been lying from the rip is because they believe that there's some police involvement. And initially, it wasn't the police lying on purpose. Initially, it was just false information that was being put out because there might be police officers that's involved. I need for the police to prove to me that they're not involved. Why bring the marshals in so quick? I need the police to prove to me they're not involved. Why bring the marshals in so quick? You know marshals could arrest a police officer, right? Also gun one down if need be. You do know that, right? If something break out, something pop off, Marshall was there, Marshall could arrest the police officer, and they not gonna have no bones about that bitch. It is what it is. Shouldn't have been dirty. I do know this, right? Once again, I keep saying, why bring in the marshals so soon? They brought the marshals in like that, right? Well, usually, who do people bring in? The feds. These dudes didn't bring in the feds. They brought in the marshals. You know when you bring in the feds? You bring in the feds when you want to catch the criminals. You bring in the marshals when you want to catch who? What's the first thing I told y'all? You bring in the marshals when you think there's going to be a firefight, homie. Nah, these niggas is not going. Mocha West says, Jack, there are reports that Moneyback Yo was shot at after the Dolph shooting and the police didn't say anything. Heard the police scanner picked it up. There was a lot of stuff going on. Moneyback Yo got his cars up out of the town and booked it. Shout out to Moneyback Yo being smart. Memphis is a war zone right now. You don't kill a king. Tell me where I'm wrong at. I keep trying to tell me where I'm wrong. You don't kill a king. It's too many problems. You create a whole mess of new problems by killing the king. And you don't know what the next king is going to be like. You don't kill a king. I don't know no other way to explain this to you. You don't kill a king. You don't even know who the that's the whole problem with the gang of Game of Thrones. Y'all do know this, right? Hold on. Stopping everything. You know the whole entire Game of Thrones, right? That we watched on television was literally because they not that king that they killed that we know about that had all of the kids. But because they had to kill the king before him. Right? Then things got worse. Then they killed that king. Then things got worse. You can't kill kings. I'm just explaining. Game of Thrones. Y'all watched it. It started off them telling the story about how the dude that was the present king had killed the preceding king, had killed the king before him, and then things got worse because he was a terrible king. Then they killed him, and then what came? A worse king. You can't kill kings. You don't never know what you're gonna get next. That's a whole nother story though. I can talk about that for hours. Because I could even bring up actual real life presentations of killing a king is bad. Anyway, with that being said, look, listen, pay attention. Besides this particular situation, listen, pay attention, right? Pay attention. Listen, where's the body? You could tell me whatever you want to tell me about these gang niggas. Gang niggas can't hide the body. Not after the police found it. Okay, so hold on. Where's that young boy that they said that was a part of the crime? that's supposed to be locked up in jail. Okay, forget that. Get him. Remember him? That's the dude that allegedly pointed the cops at straight drop. Remember the young boy, 16 years old. All right, forget about him for a minute. Also, I'm basically just pointing out things that can only disappear if the police allow it to disappear. If you're paying attention, the police have to literally allow this to disappear by deeming this not important enough to be investigated. So there's a body of one of the people who are allegedly a part of the situation. All right, forget that. There was some people that got arrested already that came out of the back of Makitas. We don't hear about them. There's a police officer's gun that miraculously disappeared. Are you trying to tell me that a civilian stole it out the car? Where? It sounds to me more like that was stole by another police officer. So the marshals might be there because they might be having real problems inside of the Memphis PD. Memphis might be the first place they start martial law. I don't know. You know, I'm thinking martial law is coming at some point. But they literally brought the marshals in, and I think one of the reasons why they brought the marshals in is because they might have reason to believe that there might be people on the police force that might be involved in this particular situation or knew that it was going to happen and did nothing to prevent it. I'm going to end this poll. I think Yo Gotti is too smart to, at least I would assume, I'm assuming. I think he's too smart to get his enemy killed in their hometown. I just think he's too smart. We had 68 people vote. 60% said yes, they do think Yo Gotti is smart enough to know not to kill young Dolph in Memphis. 39% said no, they think that Yo Gotti's all of the idiots. He's like, I'm gonna kill him wherever we find them. People forget the most important part of committing a crime is getting away. If you can't get away, why commit the crime? That don't even make sense. And that's why y'all go to jail. I think committing the crime is more important than getting away. Getting away is more important than committing the crime. If you can't figure out a way to get away, don't commit the crime. There'll be less crimes committed. Because more of y'all would realize it's harder to get away with these crimes than you think they are. Murder is about to be a crime that you will 100% go to jail for. They're going to pretty soon be able to get all murders 100%. I promise you. Too much technology exists. Currently, there's too much technology existed 10 years ago, by the way. Too much technology exists. No one is getting away with a murder. They're just letting you do murders. I promise you, too much technology exists. They tracked the OTF dudes from their crib, they said. They said they tracked them running out of the building in the stairwell. They got cameras in the stairwell that tracked them running out of the building in the stairwell in haste to get to the car, then speeding through traffic lights to get to the location. And then, after they did the thing, the police is then saying that they went to 8 places where they just drove to, stayed at for short periods of time, and then eventually went back home. So they tracked them throughout the whole entire city. They tracked everybody that they spoke to. Every single person that they talked to, you better throw all of your phones away. Murder's a crime they can right now catch people for damn near 100% of the time. Especially if it's a murder by a firearm or it's a violent crime, like you went out in the street and you killed somebody, they're gonna catch you. Just stop doing it. Think about your family, yo. Think about the people that love you. Think about the people that need you to be here. Think about them. Take them into consideration. You understand? Like, take them into consideration. I think that people just ain't taking into consideration that this. You got people that you might not think about it, but you got people that rely on you, people that depend on you. You know, take that into consideration. Take into consideration the loved ones that you're gonna be leaving behind. If you kill that fool, now you got to go do 20 in jail. To you, 20 might not be nothing, but those is 20 years that your kids can't get back. Those is 20 years that you might come out and your parents be dead. Every time I see a dude locked up in jail and he crying because he can't make the funeral, I'm like, unless you innocent, my dude, this is your own doing, right? Unless you innocent, tell me where I'm wrong. I feel bad that you didn't know better. Yeah, 100%. I wish you knew better. I wish you would have did better if you knew better. But now you're in prison and you have a family member that passed away that you love very much, and you can't be there, and it's hurting you. Well, if you took somebody else's family member, now you know how probably about 30 or 40 other people felt. Not that can't make it, but the loss of the pain of the person that they lost. The pain, you know what I'm saying. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. We didn't make 110 likes, so I didn't open up the chat. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. Hassan Campbell apparently he's gonna sit down and have a talk with DJ Akademiks. Shout out to that shit. And since y'all don't care about what I dress in, as y'all can see, I'm just putting any old thing on. I'm like, this shit is way better. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I just like getting dressed and just like being fly. But sometimes I just want to just throw any old thing on, and I don't really care about that shit. Now that I know that y'all do not care about what kind of clothes I wear, I'm just gonna be throwing any old thing on the days I feel like it. Cause sometimes I be like, damn, I just feel like throwing on any old thing, but I be like, let me put on something nice. Now that I know it don't matter, shout out to that shit. Now I see why everybody be in white tees and damn and wife beaters. Hey, what the fuck? I should just wear white tees. I mean, I don't have to like hell yeah. I just usually put on what I'm gonna wear for the day. But now that I don't have to dress nice, I could wait until after the show to get dressed. I don't gotta get dressed before the show. That's a win. Um, if we done, I guess I'm gonna end the show. But just go ask whoever your favorite content creator is that speaks on this. Ask them. Be like, yo, whatever happened to that body? Just ask them. Maybe I don't know what happened to the body. Maybe something happened to the body and I wasn't privy to that information. Right? Brian Flores suing the Giants and NFL slave owners finally got to pay up. The NFL is terrible the way that they treat their athletes, and the main reason is because they don't have guaranteed contracts. And I think that if they did actually have 100% guaranteed contracts, I think they would change the way that the NFL was done in order for to try to help it so people don't get injured, especially with the CTI situation. Because I like with the NFL, with the NBA, what you have to understand is NBA got guaranteed contracts. So since the NBA's contracts is guaranteed, that's why you see people sitting out players. That's why sometimes players just sit out because they just need a break. You understand? Because one of the things that the NBA learned was in the 80s they were running a lot of their athletes into the ground. Like it's a shame what happened to Bernard King. Bernard King was a great basketball player and scorer, but the problem was is they ran him into the ground and his knees blew out. So that's what happened when you run players into the ground. So in the NFL, in order to compete, they're literally attempting to run players into the ground. So therefore, they don't want to have a guaranteed contract, because then what happens when you give somebody a 5-year guaranteed contract and they get injured to the point where for those years they just can't even play football no more. So that's the problem with the NFL. Um, 1 second. That's the problem with the NFL. And just so we can be clear, I personally didn't really understand the ramifications of it until I played, until after I finished playing Pop Warner football, and I saw how a couple of the people, but one person in particular that I used to play with, that used to complain about having headaches on the sidelines, about how it just seemed like he was just losing his functions. Like, you don't never know. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people, like a lot of y'all kids, is slow because y'all beat them too much. I'm just gonna put you on the game. A lot of y'all kids is slow because y'all beat them too much. A lot of y'all kids is smart because they were punished too often. You understand? You make the kind of child you have. So if you have a child that don't like being in the public or whatever, and like to stay to themselves, there's a good chance that you probably. I don't want to get into that. Black Power Cross says he's a black coach denied another job. Oh, Brian Flores. No, no, no. I know who you're talking about. They don't. I think there's only like one black head coach in the NFL right now, right? If you remember, Tampa Bay had a lot of black assistant coaches, and then they won the Super Bowl, and then none of those guys got hired anywhere. So yeah, so there's a big problem in the NFL. Oh, that's the aspect of it that you're talking about. I'm always on that other shit because personal experience. But yeah, so there's only like one black head coach in the NFL currently. I believe it's for the Steelers. I forget his name. So he's about the only black head coach currently. I remember they have a big issue in the NFL because people don't want to put black people in charge of other black people. That's actually what the problem is. Copy. We don't treat each other well. I think that they just don't want to put in the NFL, especially in the NFL sense. I think they just don't want to put black people in charge of other black people. That's just the way I feel. Black people being in charge of other black people don't always work out well, and that's why a lot of our companies don't work well, because it's hard to hire black people if you're a black person. You don't think these CEOs of these corporations don't already know that? You don't think there was a black coach, black quarterback combination before? Anybody remembers who that was? Somebody look that up for me. Um, us black people, we don't work well under the administration of other black people. So why would you have $1 billion football organization with players that's worth millions of dollars a piece, and then you're gonna put somebody in charge of them that you don't particularly think that they're gonna resonate or respond to? Um, I think I can't wait for prime time. I hope he doesn't come to the NFL because he's doing so great in college. But I hope prime time if prime time, pardon me, comes to the NFL. That'll be interesting because he's an athlete that there's no way in the world other athletes aren't going to be able to follow and resonate with. You understand what I'm saying? He's a black person that there's no way that people are not. He has his portfolio is too large. He's probably going to still be one of the top 10 present athletes in the damn building at all times. People forget he qualified for the Olympics also. For everybody that don't know about Deion Sanders prime time, he qualified for the Olympics also. Um, I just know a lot of bullshit ass facts about a lot of bullshit things that don't matter to nobody. What else we want to talk about? Yeah, so as far as with the black head coach thing, so that's a problem. So, um, I'm just gonna be honest with you. So you look at white YouTube, right? Go on the white side of YouTube. You see what they do? They talk about movies, they talk about all this other stuff. They get along, they make content, kick together. You come to the black side of YouTube, what do? All they do is argue, bicker. It's all about disrespecting somebody else. We're good enough to play, not coach. No, Black Power Cross. I think once again, I think the issue is once again, I think the issue is they might not, or one of the issues might be they might not respond well to a black head coach. My dude, us black people don't respond well to other black people being in charge. I promise you, there's studies and everything done on this. I promise you, the billionaires is in on this information. I promise you. Nah, you good? Nobody's even commented on it anymore. Nobody even commented on it anymore. Like, so I don't understand. I used to have other admins here that would purposely hide people so I could say, could you not hide people? So they could say, oh, see, he don't fuck with his admins. You understand? Like, I had people like really do, like, y'all don't understand. Like, so mind me when I got trust issues. Just mind me. Like, it's not, like, I don't really got a choice. I can't really trust anybody. It's like, I don't really got a choice. It's a fact. I don't really got a choice. I wish I could trust people, but I don't really got a choice. Anyway, um, with that being said, I'm just gonna let y'all go. We got an hour and a half into the show. I don't know. I asked y'all what else y'all want to talk about. We don't have any no green team members in here to, so I don't really know what y'all want to talk about. Nah, we good. Nah, but I just really have people do a lot of bull. Like, y'all don't. I don't talk. Like, I don't even talk about half of the shit I go through. I literally got somebody that I think they plotting on killing me. So there's this dude that mimicked my whole voice, and I think they plotting on killing me so he could be me. You understand what I'm saying? I keep telling you, these niggas is plotting on killing me. So I think that that's the new thing. They waiting for whoever they gave the money to murder me, to kill me, so that dude could take my identity. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Um, go out there, do something positive today. Go, just do something positive. Like, you never know who you never know who you help out in this world when you just do the most simplest, kindest of things. You just never know. You really never know. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Just go do something. Just go be a good person, man. Just be a good person. Just try your best to put out good energy into the world. Try your best to do what you can to help others. And as always, every day we trying to do what the devil hates.